All right. Rabotai, we are discussing today about the most opening topic of Orchot Sadikim, about ga'ava, how a person has to run away from it with all his heart, right? Ha-ga'ava mitchaleket l'shnei halakim. The ga'ava is split up into two parts. He'echad, giut ha'adam begufo. One is ga'ava, arrogance, klape your body. V'achelek hashni giut ha'adam b'malat chuma ma'asav. There's ga'ava in a person's body, and there's ga'ava in a person's actions. What's the difference? With you have in your physicality, a person will have, he writes, and even in the gufa adam, there's good and bad. Vezot hi gud adam begufo. For example, that he feels himself physically, that he is strong, let's say. He feels like, oh, I'm so strong. You feel like I can, your ga'ava is coming from the fact that you feel that you have the strength to do. You understand what I'm trying to say, Jack? Yesh more or no? Like a person sometimes he works out and he finishes working out, which is no problem, but at the end of his workout, he feels, now you can feel strong. Again, you can feel strong, you can feel this, you can feel that, but attribute your health to God. Some people, what they do is they keep a very strict diet. And after they keep a very strict diet, they feel like, oh, it's because I kept my strict diet, that's why I am healthy. Now, that could be, right? But you have to understand, that's Hashem that gave you that health. You have people that go on a strict diet and all their lives they're saying, I ate this and I ate that and I ate this and that. And they feel that it's because of their diet that they're the healthiest person in the world, until Hashem shows them when they get older, all of a sudden the guy got sick randomly. But he was eating right and he was doing, you have to eat right and you have to keep your diet, but you can't attribute that, oh, I am eating right, so therefore I will always stay healthy. You're eating right, Hashem will give you the health. You hear what I'm saying or no? Shmuel, is that clear? Next. He says, even people sometimes can have ga'ava with his throat. How could you have ga'ava with your throat? You have a great chazan. Chazan is unbelievable. Look at me. My voice is the greatest voice in the world. Again, you can feel good. I'm not saying you don't feel good, but however, know again where the bracha is coming. You're a good speaker. The guy knows how to speak, knows how to eloquently speak well. Know where the bracha came from. Don't feel, oh, I took speech classes in college, so therefore I know how to speak better than everybody else, Okay, you don't have ga'ava with that. No, it's a gift from God. You understand? Next. He continues, bi'adav reglav. Next. Even with his ears, he could have arrogance. How? He feels he's too important to hear the poor people problems. Sometimes a person has problems in life. They come to talk to you. Like I'm above that. I don't hear this stuff. You want to talk problems? That's not my my area. Why? I'm above it. I have no time for the poor people to talk to me. You understand that? It's a ga'ava in the ears. My ears don't hear this stuff. It's a ga'ava. What do you mean? A poor person, we say it on Kippur. A poor person comes over to you. You have to have compassion. You have to have rachamim. You have to have mercy. A lot of times a person, I told you the story with the brisker Rav. Famous story with the brisker Rav, and it's such an awesome story. A guy came Pesach, and he asked him, could I be yotzeh my 4 cups of wine with 4 cups of milk? Because he didn't have enough money to buy wine. He wants to know if he could use milk. So he says, no, you're not yotzeh, but I'll give you money. He brought out some money, and let's say it cost $200 for a bottle of wine, like 4 cups, whatever, $100. He gave him like $600. I'll give you an example. So his student that was there says, Rabbi, I don't understand. He asked you if he could be yotzeh with milk, so you're giving him money for wine, you gave him maybe 4 or 5 times the amount. He says, if he's asking me, could he be yotzeh with milk? Must be he doesn't even have meat. So I'm giving him money extra to buy meat. The rabbi heard between the lines. There's hearing and there's hearing, That's what he's trying to tell you over here. When you're hearing, hear the whole situation. There was a guy that came to me, true story, a guy came to me. He needed money, he needed a certain amount of money. So I asked him, I didn't ask him how much you needed. I wrote a check, what I felt his situation was. Sometimes a person asks you for money, and he really needs the help. You want to just give him to be yotzeh that I gave the guy. A guy's coming for you for the whole problem and this and that and that and that and that. But you want to give him, so your conscience doesn't feel bad. Did you have happen to you? You know what I'm talking about? Jack, you know what I'm talking about? The guy's coming to you, he's a poor man. He has a family of 6, whatever it is. He's coming to you, and you're giving him to fulfill your conscience, not to fulfill his needs. It depends who the person is. Sometimes a person cannot afford to give more. But we're talking about a guy that can afford it, or a person that guy could give. Sometimes a guy will give just to get out of his conscience. Oh, I gave the guy, leave me alone. So when I got the call, I felt the same way. I felt like under pressure. And I said to myself, okay, to be yotzeh, I'm a rabbi, I have to give something and this and that. So I was giving him I was writing the check at the time, writing him a certain amount. I gave. No, I stopped myself. I remember the story of the Brisker Rav. I said, if he's asking me for this, must be he doesn't have for that. I took out my checkbook. I wrote a nice large amount on the check. He came over, and before I gave him the check, he says to me, Rabbi, you should know the whole situation is A, B, and C, and I do need this amount of money. And he gave me the number. And I gave him the check. Right after he gave me the number, he opens up the check. The guy starts crying of tears of joy. I was like, what's up? He's like, this is crazy. This is the exact number. I just told you what I needed. How'd you know? I was like, because the story of the Brisker Rav. He heard through the crack. You know, ever hear the look through the cracks? You also got to hear, you got to use your ears to hear through the cracks. And this is a very important lesson that Orchot Sadikim is teaching us. Don't have ga'ava in your ears. Don't say, I can't hear the problem of the poor stricken, or of the people that have other problems, things like that. You have to open up your ears for that. And this is a very important point. I'm just end off with this paragraph, but he says, he says sometimes a person, he has ga'ava with his nose. Like, let's say a guy comes to you, he's poor, he's poor, or something like that, and he has a little stench. Oh, I can't walk into this place. So relax, humble yourself a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Humble yourself a little bit. No, this guy, I never ever walk by. He's a human being. The guy's a human being. He smells. He's got vas on his nose. So he writes of it. It's an amazing thing, right? Now he writes. I'm going to end off with this paragraph. Even with his mouth, he could talk gafa. Sometimes you ever hear that people you could hear it through his mouth that he has gafa. Who does this guy think he is? He's talking like a hot shot. Right? That you could tell automatically, right? A lot of times a person would say, I'm the best. I did this, I did that. We. Use the lashon we, even though it's not we, it's you, it's we. One time a guy called me up. He says, Rabbi, you always say we. Who is the we? I said, whenever I do something, I know that it's Hashem, and I'm doing like my movements, but it's all Hashem. So I say we. The guy was like, wow, because technically speaking, that's what it is. I started the greatest business. No. We started the greatest business. The guy would say, who's we? Who's your partner? Hashem. You understand? The guy, what do you do? I started this business from scratch. My foundation, my this, my that, you don't understand. I did this and I did that. Use the lashon of we. Use the tone of we. We did this and we did that and we did that. He's going to ask you, who's we? Say Hashem and I. Hashem did everything. I moved my hands. Okay. everything. You have to do your part. Okay, I did my part. Hashem did everything else. You understand? We. Understand what he's telling you over here? Amazing point. Amazing point. He writes over here. Says the last point he writes is also with clothing. Sometimes a person could dress up like with a little bit of maybe a little bit of ga'ava. I don't know. Well, how would you explain that exactly, Jack? You understand? Sometimes a person will dress up. I understand. Dapper. Maybe he'll flaunt his maybe he'll. Yeah. Maybe I'll maybe ga'ava like that. Put a like the H or a G or a G. Yeah, show the belt. You know how it is. I don't have to teach you guys. You guys know more than me over there how to dress up like this. But at the end of the day, you get the point what he's telling you, right? His point is telling you that gava, we're going to learn more about it. But one of the things he's saying, even in your body, you work out, you just have to stay healthy. You have to do your thing. But don't say, we worked out in the gym. Who's we? Hashem helped me work out. He did. That's the right, proper, adequate that we should be understanding. We'll continue this. Follow us. Any questions, again, please reach out, 917-806-1322. Shabbat shalom to everybody.